Hello, hello. Come in, come in. I found my camera. Come in, come in. And I found something else too. Hello, hello. Come in, come in. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Come in. Hopefully, we'll have excellent internet streaming tonight. An excellent discussion tonight. That's what we're looking forward to this evening. I missed last week. I was busy having family dinner and making plans. How cool is that? So come in, come in. As always, lovely to see you, Sheila Cushionberry. Hello, Kip Frog. Hi, Terry A. and Miss Tori. Hello to you guys. Welcome. I missed you all last week. How is everyone? Hi, Terry Stalling. Hello to you. How is everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? No, I wasn't sick. I wasn't sick. Aggravated, but I wasn't sick. Ethel, hi Miss Ethel. Hi Deborah. How are you? Yeah, Miss Sheila, I missed you guys tremendously. Tremendously. Jack Black, yes, you did make it in time. Thank you very much. And Kip, I'm glad to hear you're doing good. And Carol Coleman is always welcome. Welcome. Hey, Miss Janie. Hello, everyone. Miss Ethel Warren. I'm not going to the. That's cute. No, not going to the Oscars. I go to church later in the afternoons now. So by the time we leave from there and have dinner, then it's like right at time to come in here. So why bother changing? Sometimes, especially if I'm comfortable, I'll just keep on what I have on. So that's why I'm still dressed up. So I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Family times are good. Yes, it is, especially when you have some new additions and things that we're discussing in the family. So that's what's up. Everinu, hello, first time here. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate you watching the videos. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Let me know if you ever have questions or if something isn't clear. Excuse me. Or if you have, a request. I'm open to ideas for videos. We do have some other in the hoop videos coming up. We're in the process of collaborating with a designer, trying to get more videos out, and I'm also looking forward to possibly getting some work done with Clever Dog and trying to get something designed for you guys there as well. So I'm really excited about all that is possibly coming up. Miss Purple One, hello to you. My nose is itching. I don't know why. Sorry. Harriet Anderson, hello. Corey Fisher, hi. Thank you for being here. Sugar Blossom, hello, hello. You have a question to see if an entry level PE 540D can sew leather baseballs. That's a good question. Hi, Jenny. Hello, Valerie Hill. Missed the last three. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad you made it this time. Mulligetta, hello. How are you? Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Kimberly, first time viewing. Thank you. Just got a 770. Uh-oh, Kimberly Green. That means the bell will have to be rang for you. And guess what, you guys? The big bell is back. So we got some big ringing to do. I still have the little bell somewhere. I don't know where it's at. It's around here. I've been rearranging somewhat in the studio. So yeah, it's crazy. Jackie, hello. How are you? Thank you for being here. And Miss Bickham, yes, you did make it. Thank you for being here as always, my dear. Kip, I know I'm excited about that big bill. Now, the PE 540D, that's a single needle machine. I want to make sure that I understand that correctly. Let me know for sure that that's the single needle flatbed. Well, actually, I can answer the question anyway. If it's single needle flatbed, it can sew it. Even my little 4x4 machine, you may have to go with a thicker needle instead of the 7511, which is what I traditionally use for just about everything. You may have to bump it up to the 90 needle, but I would say give it a shot on the 7511. Just be careful and make sure that whatever you're stitching isn't super dense, and you should be okay. because of course putting it back together has nothing to do with the embroidery machine. So you're taking that panel off to embroider on it. So you should be okay, because I embroider through leather. I also embroider through vinyl, which can be kind of thick. And I have not had a problem on that little 4x4 machine embroidering that. So you shouldn't have any problem whatsoever doing the baseball. So you should be okay with that. Terry said, yay for the big bell. So where was it hidden? I'll just say that I had one other bag that I brought back with me from Houston that had some stuff in it, gifts for the family, and that was sitting off to the side. And for whatever reason, I stuck my webcam and my belt in that bag, along with a couple of other things. So I was like, oh my God, why in the world would I put that in the bag? And then my kids kind of like put it to the side in the living room. So I didn't pay that bag any attention really when I was coming through. And then I saw it. I was like, is that the bag that I brought back? And I said, let me look. Everything was in there. My feelings was hurt. I felt so goofy. So yes, I found it. It was there. I knew I brought it back with me, but I was like, I cannot believe it was sitting there the whole time. So, but at any rate. Sugar Blossom says, yours is brand new. Well, remind me so that we can get the big bell ring for you by the end of the video. And Debbie, hello to you, my dear. Okay, so single needle sweet. I was pretty sure that it was. Bonnie, hello to you too. Janet says, hello everyone, and hey Miss Eve, I found the bell. I found the bell. I found it. I was so happy. Boy, y'all should have seen me when I found that bell. I was like doing the go me dance. And I was like, yay, because the little bell was cute and all. But it's not the same as the big bell. We like the big cowbell. So I was like this close to going to go buy another one. I was like, I don't want to go buy another one. And Kip Frog says there are special leather needles as well. So check that out. I haven't ever branched out into like a leather needle. I'm sure it's there. I'm sure it'll work great. I haven't, mainly because I'm too lazy really to look for anything. So I use what I have until it doesn't work. But if there is a leather needle, then definitely check that out, because that's what the ball is made out of. And that's what you'll be embroidering on. So yes, definitely. What? She said, Big Up says, I finally got my easy press and also got another Brother 1634D serger. She's got a serger. Should we ring the bell for the serger? I think we shall. Sugar Blossom says, great. Thank you so much. You're welcome, my dear. Thank you for asking. Terry, yes, we are crazy in here. Maria, I missed you guys last week as well. As I mentioned, I was at a family dinner and I knew it was going to run late, and it actually ran very late. So by the time I got back home and settled in, it was well after 10. I was not about to come on live after 10. I know everybody has to go to bed. And now I also have to get up early, super early now, to take my son to work because he got a new job. So it's like, yeah, I need my sleep. So I don't want to be up late anymore. I have to get up at like, what time? 5:30 to get him there at 6. So it's like, oh God. But at any rate, so yeah, no, I need my sleep too. Let me see. Me now. Hi, Eve. I finally made it. You're a firstie. Well, thank you for being a firstie. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat. I appreciate it. Ronnie's Raps, hello to you as well. And Miss Bonnie says you're picking up your new machine tomorrow, a Janome Memory Craft 15,000. Holler, hey, all these new machines floating around. I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all are branching out and just exploring all of the wonderful crafty possibilities that there are out there. So you guys definitely keep me updated with all your new machines so that we can celebrate with you. And please, I hope you're in the Google Plus group. If you are, post pictures of your babies. We ring bells in the Google Plus group too. And also let me know what projects you guys are working on. Now, that being said, I had a discussion with another Google Plus member, and I want to be sure to make this very clear. Very, very, extremely clear. Please, if you wish to choose to join the Google Plus group, click the link that I provide in the descriptions of my videos. Do not search for the group. Please don't do a Google Plus search for the group. Click the links below, because unfortunately not everyone out there in the world is intelligent enough to not take something so wonderfully innocent and turn it into trash. So I want to make sure everyone has a nice, safe browsing experience, which is why the group is private. So click the link if you wish to be a part of the Google Plus group, where we join in and we share crafts, we share links to special things that are out there. Like if we know of a design that's available that's free, or if we know of a sale that's going on, we share that in the Google Plus group as well. We also share projects that we're working on, no matter what it is, as long as it's crafty. We share it and encourage each other and let each other know, hey, that looks great, or answer questions in the Google Plus group as well. So please be sure that if you wish to join, the link is in the description below, and we would love to have you there. So definitely click the link. Don't search, please, Lord, don't search. People are crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. It's some crazy folks out there, and that ain't even with me clinking the jar where it's at. People are not wrap tight. So yeah, we want to make sure we click the link. And Miss Terry, note to self: always unpack every bag. I am horrible with that. I'm bad about traveling and leaving something that's not unpacked, and it takes me a couple of weeks to unpack it. So yeah, that's pretty much how that went down. D Heart Couture, hi, how are you? Thank you for being here, my darling. Utah Grandma, no, you're not late. You're not late. Sheila Cushionberry says, not a morning person myself. Yeah, I am when I have to be, and I don't like to be, but I am when I have to be. So I do find that if I get up early and get things going, especially here in the studio, I get a whole lot done before noon, and by getting a lot done by noon, I find that a lot of customers want to come by the studio or drop off stuff or pick up stuff in the early afternoon to early evening. So I have time to step away from what I'm doing to address their needs. So it makes it easier when I do get started first thing in the morning. But no, technically, I'm not a morning person. But if I have to be, I will. And it took me a minute to get used to that schedule, too, because I would go take him, drop him off, come back home, get in the bed, and go back to sleep, and get up about 9:30, something like that, because with fibromyalgia, I get worn out really quickly. So I have to be careful and pace myself. But as long as I pace myself, I'm good. So now that I'm getting into that schedule and getting to bed early, then it helps for me to get up that early. It's not too terribly bad anyways. Not too terribly bad. Miss Connie, hi, hello, welcome. I appreciate you being here. Let's see, Red Roses. Ooh, I like that name. That's really cool. Red Roses says, I finally signed in right. Well, sweet. I'm glad that you did. I've been hearing a lot of people are saying they're having a hard time getting in and either watching and chatting. They can't do both, or chatting but can't watch, or something. It's always a mix up, and I'm not sure what the situation is with YouTube. I did have another video website court me this week. They sent me a message and asked me to switch over to that one. I don't know. I may not. I may do both. I haven't decided yet, so I'll let you guys know that if I do. I doubt I will, though, because from what I understand, they do a lot of advertising on that channel, and I don't want you guys to be bombarded with a lot of super huge amount of ads. And from what I hear, they do that a lot over there. But I thought it was pretty neat that someone else asked for videos to be over there too. So we'll see how that goes. Kip Frog says, which link? It is the link that says Google Plus group, not the newsletter. The newsletter, you're more than welcome to sign up for that as well. If I have something super special going on, or if there's a deal that I know of, or a special link, or if there's a special announcement or something like that that I want to communicate all the way across the board, even to people who are not in the Google Plus group, then I'll send out a newsletter. or an email rather. But if you want to, you can sign up for that. But very rarely do I send out an email to the folks that subscribe to the email list. So I don't like a lot of emails myself coming from, ads and things like that. So I try not to do that to anyone else. But the Google Plus group is more you control what you're doing and you control what you share and you control interactions with other people. So as long as everyone is kind and, encouraging, then you're fine to be in the Google Plus group. So we appreciate you. Even Miss Terry, thank you. I'm glad to hear that you do like the Google Plus group. Thank you very much. Miss Kizzy, hello to you, dear. Kip Frog says you're blind. I did not know that. So it will say Google Plus group. That's the link. Olivia Martin says hello, everyone. Hello to you. Sherry says hello and hello to you too. I'm sorry, I'm squinting trying to read the chat. Joni Thurman, Eve, please save me. Uh-oh, receiving the error message and upper thread. I have a PR650. I've cleaned the bobbin error, rethreaded a zillion times, wrapped the thread around twice, turned it off for an hour. Okay, so you're receiving the error message saying check the bobbin and the upper thread, correct? Okay, so usually what I found is there is a problem with threading, whether it be the bobbin or whether it be up top. I've never wrapped it twice, even though I've heard that that helps. I haven't ever done it. But make sure, double check, even though you've rethreaded, but still double check and make sure that it's under all of the clips that it's supposed to be. Because after it goes up and through the first hole and then through the second little tube hole and it comes down and it goes through that third tube hole, there's a clip that it goes up under. So make 100% sure that it's under that. And then after you follow the thread path, make sure it's under that second clip as well. That's huge. My machine just loses it if it comes out. Even like the back part wouldn't be under the clip, but the front part would be of the thread would be under the clip, and my machine will shut down. Nope, you need to check and rethread. So I always double check that first. After doing that, make sure that your bobbin is inserted correctly, which is one of the reasons why I personally absolutely love the magnetic side bobbins for several different reasons. Number one, the magnet is said to control the tension and help keep the tension even as it comes off the bobbin and going through the machine. But one of the other really cool things, the second thing is the magnetic side, I know, always goes to the inside of the bobbin, and the paper side with the label always faces out. I don't ever have to worry whether or not my bobbin is inserted correctly. So that's a huge one. If you know for sure your bobbin is inserted correctly and your thread is threaded correctly up top, you've cleaned out the bobbin case area, and you changed your needle, tried changing your needle, then the other thing would be take the bobbin itself. And there's a little lip under the bobbin that you want to run a card through. Matter of fact, I'll show it to you. Let me grab my bobbin. So that way I can show you guys both of how this is. So I know here's the label side of this particular bobbin. And then here's the magnetic side. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to get that mixed up. And you know the magnetic always go into the back side of that bobbin every single time. I don't even have to think. I just pop it in. But the part that I'm suggesting to you to clean out is this clip here. And I'm trying to find a piece of paper. Oh, I can use this. It's an index card. Here's a regular index card. And on this bobbin where you thread and you pull this thread through and you pull it up to thread it correctly through here, under this lip, if you take a business card and clean out from up under that, so you would take this index card as a business card or index card, because you see how that slipped up under there, and then once you slip it up under there, you pull it forward, and just clean out from up under that, because it's amazing. The teeniest little scrap of thread can get up under there and cause wreak havoc as well. So try those steps. And if you're still, after all of that, having an issue, there's an even more detailed cleaning in the bobbin case area that I would suggest. And I want to make sure you haven't done that before I even suggest that one. So see if those steps will work, or let me know if you've tried every last one of those things. And then we'll go to the mega step. But the mega step is a little bit more detailed, and it takes some technical, unscrewing certain parts of the machine. So let me know. Renee Boyd says, sorry I'm late. Very happy I was able to catch you today. I am as well. Thank you. I'm glad that you're here. So you guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, because today is question and answer day. I didn't have anything really prepared because it's been really busy around here. Work-wise, not so much, but more family things going on right now. So I'm pretty excited about all of it. And it's slightly distracting. And also I've been dealing with some depression as well. So it's all of that culminating at one time. So it makes it difficult to stay on task and get certain things done. So working through all of that, just being completely transparent with you all. Kip Frog says, do you have the thread in the machine or on a stand outside? That's another really good question. Usually on the 6-needle machines, we have it up on the machine. Yeah, Joni says on the machine, so that's really good. Bonnie, you sign into the Google Plus site by clicking the link in the description below. I'm more than positive I put it there before I even logged in. So right up under this live chat, there should be a description box. Click the down arrow, and there's a whole list of stuff up under there. Links to helpful sites, links to things to the Amazon page, all kinds of stuff. So if you click that, it would be awesome. Kip says, do you have the guild in to stop the thread from moving? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I need to look that up so that I'll know what you're talking about, Kip. So sorry, you all, if I didn't understand what that was. Theriot's Treasures. Am I saying that correct? I'm sorry. You've been here before, though. You made it. Howdy, all soul sisters. Welcome. I appreciate that. And Joni says you don't have it. Okay, well, at least I'm not completely confused. Renee Boyd says, I want to embroider monogram a shower curtain. What type of stabilizer would you recommend? My first question, Miss Boyd, is the shower curtain cloth or is it the PVC? I'm sure it's cloth. Just asking to be 100% sure. You can actually embroider on it and then spray it with water repellent to help with that. But stabilizer on a shower curtain, because you're going to be moving it, opening, closing, and washing it when it's dirty on a regular basis, I would suggest cutaway, honestly. Because you want to make sure that those stitches are held completely stable. And I would be interested to know what you're embroidering on a shower curtain. That would be cool to find out. Maria says, I had a problem the week before with pulling you up on YouTube, but today I just typed in the search area of the baby's booty live and you came right up. Well, I'm glad you were able to find it. I need to, if I were to pre-schedule the live, then I could put a link out there somewhere where y'all could click and come right to it, but I don't pre-schedule it because too much can happen too quickly that would cause me to not be able to come on live like that. So, it's a caveat, unfortunately, but I'm glad you were able to find it. So if anyone else has an issue with trying to log in while I'm live, then you can type in the search and hopefully I'll pop up like I did for Miss Maria. I'm glad you were able to get in because there's so many people, they email me and fuss, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't understand YouTube completely. I understand a lot, but I don't understand it completely. So, I can only tell you what YouTube tells me to tell you, and it can be difficult sometimes. Miss Parker says, hi, Eve. Hello, Miss Parker. So excited to be in touch. My husband just purchased me an Innovis S1150E. Holler! I was not looking for this, but so thankful to have it. So that's 3 babies we got to ring the bell for today. So if anybody else needs the bell ring for their baby, let me know. Wait a minute. 4. We got a serger, 2 other embroidery machines, and now the Innovis. So that's 4 machines. So I'm excited to ring the bell for you guys today because we missed last week. So if you got a baby last week and didn't get the bell ring for you, let me know so we can put you in the list. Tammy says, I'm new to embroidery and you have been so helpful. Thank you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's the goal. I say it all the time. The whole point is to have happy embroidery, and it's difficult when you have questions and cannot get them answered, or you need directions and don't really know which way to turn. And I suffered that, unfortunately, when I first started. It was hard to find someone who was willing to be transparent and answer questions. So that was my thing. I don't want anyone else to have to go through that, to feel like you're pulling teeth or bothering someone to have questions answered. Now, I may not be able to get back to you every single time, depending upon how you contact me, but I will eventually answer your question. And of course, if you are in the Google Plus group, there are other many experienced embroiderers in the group as well. And you're more than welcome to post a question in there. And your question 9 times out of 10 will be answered by another experienced embroiderer. So that's another positive to that Google Plus group. I do really appreciate being in that. Or if you're on Facebook, there's also a Facebook group, Embroidery Boss, BOSS. Embroidery Boss is on Facebook. You can do a search on Facebook for that. And there's a couple of questions I think you have to answer for Candia, and then you can get in on the group there. And there are tons of professional embroiderers in there, and all of them answer questions, and they get right to you. So there's more than one way to skin an embroidery question cat. So you have a couple of options if you would like. Red Roses says, what is the secret to embroidering on handkerchiefs? Now, I'm going to be honest with you, Red Roses. I haven't attacked embroidering on handkerchiefs yet. I haven't had the need just yet, even though the question did just come up for me personally 2 days ago. I think we were discussing wedding gifts, and embroidering on handkerchiefs was one of the things that was suggested. So embroidering on handkerchiefs, you're talking about really thin fabric, and you're also talking about little teeny delicate stitches, to especially if you're doing like a poem, a short poem, or a saying of some sort. Like the one I was looking at was a saying. It was to from the bride to her mother-in-law, and it was just really touching design. Or it could just be a name, and a date up under it for whatever, occasion. But at the end of the day, you're still talking about really light fabric. So you want to be sure that the design or whatever it is that you're putting on the handkerchief isn't too dense with stitches. So you want to make sure the density isn't too big or too heavy for that fabric. Also, you want to make sure it's stabilized correctly, not stretched out of place, but it still needs to be taut, and it needs to not move at all, because that's where a lot of the puckers come in. Either the fabric has been stretched a little too much or stretched, and so you're embroidering on it, and then when you take it out, it relaxes and it puckers around where the embroidery is. Or you have it where it's stable, but it's not stabilized to the point to where it won't move. So the fabric shifts just a little bit while it's being embroidered, because you have to understand that's a lot of stress and action on that handkerchief. And so it needs to be good and stable. And then, as long as the embroidery isn't too dense, you should have a really good stitch out. Also, a smaller needle, from what I understand, really helps. So the 7511 sharp may not be, or maybe just too big. You may have to go down a little bit smaller. But a combination of all of that. Also, you can use a lighter weight thread. General embroidery, for the most part, I use 40 weight thread. You can drop down to a 60 weight thread if possible. I mean, you may not have to, but especially if you're using like the Madeira thread. The Madeira thread for the bobbin is a 60 weight. So it's a thinner thread anyway. So if you're using like a 40 weight in your bobbin and then a 40 weight thread on top, it may be too heavy for a handkerchief. So if you're using a light 60 weight embroidery bobbin and then the 40 weight thread should be okay to use. So make sure it's stable. Make sure it doesn't move. Cutaway stabilizer is what I would suggest, not tearaway. You do not want to use tearaway on a handkerchief. So cutaway stabilizer, make sure that it's stable, make sure it doesn't move. Maybe a smaller needle if the larger needle doesn't seem to work for you. Don't stretch it either while you're hooping it. And then make sure that your design isn't too dense for that fabric. So those are the biggest tips and the best tips that I can come up with. Also, I think someone suggested use spray starch. Not spray starch, but starch. Like if you starch it to help keep it from, being so flexible, then that can help with embroidering on it as well. And of course, you can wash it out after you're done with the embroidery. So those are some of the points that I can think of right off the top of my head when I did do research on embroidering on handkerchiefs a while back. But I actually have not yet embroidered on a handkerchief. I haven't had need to. So it's going to be a experiment when I do actually get around to doing one. It's going to be like, oh my God, this is going to be stress, but it can be done. And I've seen it done beautifully and successfully. So just take your time, get some handkerchiefs that you can mess around with. Like tea towels aren't too far off, not the ones that I buy anyway. They're not too far off from a handkerchief's thickness. So, get like a huge tea towel and just practice on the different areas of it before you actually get a handkerchief. So, and I hear that people use the ones from Walmart successfully, the handkerchiefs. So, Joni Thurman says, thank you. I have done all of those steps. Okay. So what we'll have to do is see about doing, a video step by step on taking that plate off, because I don't think I have a video on that. Not sure I have a video on taking the plate off. So there's a metal plate, your throat plate on the top of the arm, the embroidery arm. If you take that off, sometimes the cleaning that you do in the bobbin area doesn't catch what's under that plate. So have you taken the plate off yet? So that's another question, Miss Joni. Maria says, make sure that the machine is threaded exactly like the manufacturer tells you to. Something as simple as not having the thread pushed all the way in on the spool will cause thread breakage. That would be correct. Miss Terry Stalling says, how do you keep track of your orders so you are sure not to miss or forget anything? Miss Terry, that is one that I've been experimenting with 17 Hats with. It's an online bookkeeping, so to speak, record keeping system online that has helped tremendously with me inputting my customers' information. And there are constant reminders that come to me to say, hey, you're supposed to be at this step in the customer's order. You have to order this with the customer's order. So that has helped. But the biggest help that I've found is just jotting it down. I have a calendar slash display board where I write down my orders or the customers and what I have upcoming. And that helps, because if I'm not able to log online and actually go to that website, because it takes time to go through 17 Hats. That's like an end of the day, getting my orders together, getting my invoices together. That's an end of the day, sit down, focus on the computer type situation. But if I need to know right off, and like, hey, what do I have coming up? And then, oh, crap, I got to get a hold of that order. So it's written up on that bulletin board for me to remember what I have outstanding. So that's one way I do it. Also, you can set, jot down notes, set alarms on your phone. It's a lot of different ways to do it. But I will admit I have forgotten orders. I've forgotten steps, or forgotten to order something, or forgot that a customer called and was like, hey, can you make us da 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 da? And I'm like, oh man, I overlooked that. So I'll let them know if I've overlooked it and try and make sure I make amends on that. But writing things down is a big help. Miss Gayleen, hello to you too. And Nancy Parker, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. Glam says hello, ladies. Hello to you too. And Terry, you just joined. Sweet. I look forward to seeing your crafts in the Google Plus group. I'm really excited about that. Renee Boyd says cloths. And are you discussing the cloth for handkerchiefs and how to embroider on it? Kip Frog, how would I embroider a beanie? Kip Frog, I have a YouTube video on how to embroider a beanie. I think it was winter of 2016. I think I put that video out. I'm not sure. But it's been over a year and it's very, very easy. It's very simple to do. Long story short, I pretty much hoop the stabilizer in my 4x4 hoop. This is on the single needle machine now. Yeah, I've embroidered a beanie on the big machine too, but on the 4x4 hoop, I hoop the stabilizer. Then I take the beanie and situate it and pin it on the cutaway stabilizer, and then do the embroidery and take it off, cut off the stabilizer, and I'm great. So embroidering on beanies is very simple. It is a really simple process. What I also would suggest with a beanie, the same principle with a towel. If you're going to embroider on a towel, because you're dealing with a soft thickness, okay? And because you're dealing with a soft thickness, you do not want to embroider thin lines on a towel or a beanie because it'll sink into the soft plush and you'll lose your embroidery. So I usually suggest a nice wide satin stitch type of font or design that has some nice satin stitching to it, so that it'll help hold that pile down or help hold down that soft thickness and make the embroidery stand out. So definitely consider that when you're doing a beanie. Otherwise, it's very easy to do. Maria, that's an excellent point, an excellent tip. I appreciate you sharing that. She says another thing that she'll do to clean out the path for the thread of embroidery is she'll pull a no wax dental floss through the thread path. Now, I've heard of people doing that on the embroidery machine as well as in that bobbin. So the bobbin, that's another way to clean it out, in addition to the business card going through that one clip. Utah Grandma says, can you use a metallic thread like you use regular thread? I have a single needle machine. Yes, ma'am. I do have a video on using metallic threads. And if you do the metallic thread, the only difference is I would turn your attention down just a little bit, especially if it's like I have a metallic thread from Madeira and it's called Twisted. Twisted something. I can't remember the exact name, but it's a twisted and it's got like shards of, the glitter thread, and you got to be real careful. It's not smooth. Like they have a smooth metallic, and then they have a more textured metallic. The textured metallic, you have to turn the machine down. Otherwise, it will cause headache. So those I would turn the tension down. There's also, from what I understand, a metallic needle that you can get where the eye is just a little bit bigger. You may want to use that, but otherwise, I haven't had too much issues using metallic thread on my machine. I love metallic thread. Mogota, I have the SE400. What should my tension be set at to embroider? And should the tension be the same to sew? Thank you for asking that question. I do have a video on setting tensions. I cannot tell you what tension your machine should be set at. And that's because each machine operates the same, but the conditions could be different. So as I mentioned to you guys earlier, I use a 60 weight thread in my bobbin, but if you use 40 weight, your tension is going to be different from mine. Also, if you're using 60 weight thread or 40 weight thread, your tension is going to be different. Or if you have, let's see, what's another condition? Whatever it is that you're embroidering on, you may need to lower or raise your tension in your machine. So the best way to find out what your tension should be set at is to do a tension test. Okay, and what that involves is you get the conditions as close to what you're embroidering on. Okay, so if you're going to be embroidering a t-shirt, for instance, then you want to hoop your stabilizer and hoop a scrap piece of t-shirt material, put it on the machine, and do your tension test. If you're going to be doing a towel, same principle, get a scrap piece of towel and your stabilizer under the scrap piece of towel and do a tension test. And the tension test is, I usually do, I think it's called block script, not script, but block, and the letter I. We're talking about the letter I that doesn't have the serifs to it. So no sticks coming off the letter I. It's just one simple column, right? And do 3 or 4 of them and then start to embroider it. And you want to stop it after that letter is stitched out. Take it off the machine and look at the back, okay? If the back of it is more bobbin thread versus top thread, then let's see, how is it? It's more bobbin thread, but it's 2/3 of bobbin thread and 1/3 of top thread. It's perfect. If you have way more top thread than bottom thread, the tension is off. If you have way more bobbin thread and no top thread, then your tension is off. So I have a chart that I was planning to put together a package of little things like that, like what the back of your embroidery should look like. And how to adjust the tension to compensate for that. That's one thing. T-shirt placement, another thing. Little stuff like that. Stabilizer, suggestions for stabilizer and how you should use it. Stuff like that I was going to put in a packet and offer in the Google Plus group. So if you're in the Google Plus group, look for that soon. I actually wasn't planning on doing that till about the 15th of March. But if there's a need sooner, then yes, I'll definitely go ahead and put it out. And I can send that to you as well. Sheila Cushionberry giving Big Bill a workout this week. Yeah, I see. I hope no one leaves before they get the bell ring for them, because I think the last time, which was week before, somebody had came in and had a machine, but then they didn't mention it at the end, so I don't recall ringing the bell for them. Tony, welcome. I appreciate you being here. If you click on the bell next to the subscribe button, you will get notifications about all the videos, including the live chat. And that is true. Even if you are linked in your YouTube on your desktop or your tablet or your phone, you should get a notification that whomever it is that you're subscribed to is live if you click that bell. So she's absolutely correct. So the red rectangle that says subscribe down underneath the video, you should see a little bell icon right beside the subscribe. If you click that, yes, you should get notifications whenever I go live or whomever you're subscribed to. Every so often that doesn't work, but for the most part, it should work. So give that a shot if you've been having issues. Red Rosa says you have a new brother Serger. Oh my gosh, I lost it. Let's see. New brother Serger 1134 DW. Bell ring, please. Thank you. Remind me when we get closer. I cannot believe it's 7:42 already. So remind me here shortly and we'll ring the bell for you. Maria says, Joni, if your machine came with end caps or netting for the thread spools, use them. They stop the thread from feeding too fast into the thread tension disc and getting tangled or knotted. Yes, those netting, the nets can work really well for the spools of thread, and it also helps keep it from getting tangled, as she mentioned. So yes, that is a good thing to use. Debbie says, should you use spray adhesive for all stretch fabric like t-shirts? I haven't had any issues out of spray adhesive, okay? But you want to make sure that it's spray adhesive that is friendly to a sewing machine. So read the can, or make sure you buy a brand that is known to be user friendly for a sewing machine or sewing conditions, because some gum up the needle really bad and it can cause problems in your machine. I don't always have to use, matter of fact, I don't really use spray adhesive for my t-shirts. I just hoop them and try and make sure that I don't stretch it. But if you have to, yes, you can use spray adhesive for your t-shirts. Janet McKinney, hello, my dear. It's nice to see you as well. Red Rosa says, thank you so much for the good advice. You're welcome. Sheila Cushionberry says, I think they have handkerchiefs at Dollar Tree you can practice on without much expense. And I don't recall seeing handkerchiefs at my Dollar Tree, so that's cool. I'll have to check and see if they have them at mine. Joni says, thanks, Maria. I do not have the knitting, but you do have the end caps. End caps are suggested, especially on the little 4x4 machines. I don't always use them, but there are instances where I've had to, and it made a big difference. Joni Thurman says, you did take the plate off and clean that area as well. Oh my gosh. Well, then the other thing is try a different thread. Okay, try a different thread on that particular needle that's giving you issues. Sometimes it can be the thread, and the machine just doesn't like the thread, so give that a shot as well. And if you switch threads, I'll have to think a little bit harder on that one. I'll have to think a little bit harder. I'm sorry, because that's all the tricks I can think of right off the top of my head, other than maybe the tension. The tension could be off, possibly. So, but it shouldn't be if you've never changed the tension. So I'm not 100% sure, but I'll think a little bit harder on that if you guys have tried a different thread and it still acts up. Okay. Janet McKinney says, how about sergers? Do you have one? And if so, what serger do you feel is good? I do have a serger. I don't really use it because I don't sew very much. I don't do much sewing. So I heard the Brothers serger is excellent. The one I have, I think, is a Singer, and it's an older serger, and it needs some repairs. My throat plate is broken. And that's how I got it. I bought it used, and the throat plate was broken. So, but Brother, I've been told by more than one person, is an excellent serger. The little El Tipo one at Walmart is a good serger as well. So, but I have not used it, and again, I'm not a heavy serger user, so I'm sorry I'm not 100% helpful with that. But I did hear from others who do so. And they mentioned that particular serger. Because at one point I was going to buy one, but I changed my mind. I didn't know that I wanted to be bothered with the serger for what I was trying to do anyway. And it worked out. I didn't have to have the serger. Kip says, thank you for the beanie and towel tips. You're quite welcome, my dear. Thank you for asking. Rita says, hi, Eve. I'm new to your site and was bitten by the embroidery bug from watching your videos. I recently purchased a 770 that will be delivered at the end of the week. Thank you so much for what you do. You are welcome. And yes, that embroidery bug, it's an expensive little booger, and it is a lethal one. So you will be stuck with embroidery from now on. I'm trying to tell you. I love embroidery, and it's a lot of fun. There is so much you can do with embroidery. So please keep in touch with us and let us know what you're working on when you do get your baby. And we will hopefully be live next week, should be. And we'll ring the bell for you when you get your baby. Janet McKinney says, hey, Eve, on baby bib is flannel better? I know you use terry cloth. I use both, Janet. I use flannel on the front and terry cloth on the back. So I do use both of them. And I've used cotton as well. So cotton is fine as well. Maria says, Joni, there's a small possibility that there's something wrong with the motherboard. Ooh, we don't want to talk about that. That happened to me when my machine was fairly new. Thank God it was still under warranty. I hope not. Woo, I hope not. But it could be. So definitely check with your brother dealer if all these other things and nothing still seems to be working. I know that's a horrible thought, but it's better to find out than to not and be frustrated. Picola says, I got a new single needle machine as well. Long hours learning, and your videos help so much. Thank you. I am glad they are helpful. I constantly hope and pray that they're helpful to everyone who watches them. So please keep in mind you can ask questions if you have any, and I'll try and get right back to you. Or as I mentioned in the Google Plus group, you can get questions answered as well. So I'm glad you got a new baby, so remind me to ring the bell for you too. Let us know what baby you have, because we like to ring the bell for specific babies. Red Roses, I also want to thank you for your towel video. It gave me the courage to embroider monogram red initials on white towels using the same red thread and bobbin and top, and they love it. Thank you. You are welcome. I love embroidering towels now. I think that's like the bee's knees because it's so simple to do. it makes a beautiful gift, and it's remembered and used, and it's not something that they'll be like, oh, this is cute, and set off to the side. No, usually they display their towels. Everybody sees it. It's really nice. So yes, I love towel embroidery. So you are quite welcome, and hopefully they will brag about it to all of their friends and get you more towel business. Mogetta says, thank you. We'll join the group after your show is over. I look forward to it, my dear. Thank you. Kim Lace, hi Eve. I'm deciding which embroidery machine to get, either Brother PE830DL or the NV800E. Woo! So there, what I would suggest is find out exactly what you intend to be embroidering. So if you want to do a wide range of things, then go with the machine that offers you more larger hoop options, so that you'll have a wide range of options available to you. But of course, first and foremost, you consider that budget first. So whichever one is the most affordable for you right now without breaking the bank, go with that one. But if you are able to make the choice for the better machine that offers bigger hoop options, then go with the bigger machine. Definitely, because you can't go too terribly wrong going bigger, because eventually you will need to use bigger hoops for something, blankets or something. I didn't think I would go that big, but I ended up going that big. So I know it'll come in handy rather. Leah, hello to you too, my dear. Thank you for being here. Tony says Dollar General has handkerchiefs, and I think there were 3 in the bag. Thank you for that tip. So that you can check Dollar General if Dollar Tree doesn't have it. And again, I know Walmart has them as well. So there's a couple of places where you can practice on some handkerchiefs until you get it down. Utah Grandma, I have a brother serger in Lubbock. Yeah, I hear that brother is good. Miss Bickup says the brother 1634D at Walmart is a good one. So the serger, Corey, brother serger, sweet. Ronnie's Wraps brother works well, but I would not buy it if I had a lot to do. I feel it's for home sewing, not for a business. Yes. So that's another thing to keep in mind as well. Miss Social Deb says, Tony, thanks for that information. We'll check on those hankies. Hi, Eve. Well, hey, Miss Deb, how are you today? Kim Smith, hi, Eve. You look pretty. Thank you. I was going to buy a PE770 from Overstock, but they ran out. So today, Joanne's has it for $5.59. I will buy from them. Wow, $5.59 isn't a bad deal. So I hope you're able to get that, and it would be cool if you could use a coupon, but of course you can't. Kip says, I have the 770. It's awesome. It is an awesome machine. I don't have it, but I've read the reviews and done the research. That machine, out of all the machines, that machine, no complaints. Very, very, very few complaints out of that machine, actually. So I would take the leap and get that if you're able to. Terry asked me, do I pre-wash my terry cloth before I make a bib? No, ma'am, I do not, because what I found is most of the parents, they'll wash it anyway when they get it. So I like for it to look, crisp, new, just like a new towel would when they receive it, and then let them choose how they wish to proceed after that. But I do let them know it's not pre-washed. So, and they wash it, and I haven't yet to have any issues out of those bibs. So, without pre-washing, pre-shrinking, anything of that, I haven't had an issue with that yet. So, they wash them and they don't have any issues. Sheila Cushionberry says, well, over 6,000 people couldn't be wrong. It's your great help. Isn't that cool? It is hilarious when I look. And it's funny, I look back, I made a video the end of March last year, 2017. And in that video, I was like, guess who's a YouTube superstar? And I was like, it's not me. But I did reach 300 subscribers on YouTube. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was a year ago. And we're already over 6,500. It is amazing. And I really appreciate everyone who has taking the time to subscribe, taking the time to watch the videos and leave comments and make suggestions. I'm humbled, and I really appreciate the support more than anything, and I enjoy what I do. And seriously considering backing down from my business somewhat to get back into the videos, because I really love teaching and I really love doing the videos. So we'll see. I may have to just adjust my schedule a little bit so that I can devote more time to the videos. But I do love doing the videos. So I appreciate all of you. Tony Collins says the hankies are in the men's section. Yes, they are. I don't know why they don't think women need hankies too, but whatever. Maria says I have a Juki serger. Ooh, it's 7:54 according to that clock, but I think that's 5 minutes fast. Juki serger that I love. I used to have a Pfaff serger that I had for years. Sewing with your sergers, I won't sew without it now. There is a learning curve, yes. Yes, it is. But once you get used to it, you're good to go. Thank you for letting us know that. And you are right. It is a learning curve. Kim Lay says, thank you. I will keep that in mind. You're welcome, my dear. Oh no, Journey on all of the needles. That's not good, dear. I would call the dealer and let them know that's what's going on. And you may have to take it in and see if there's an adjustment error somewhere where they may need to make an adjustment. And pray that it's not your motherboard. I hope it's not, dear. I didn't know it was on all of the needles. I thought it was just one. So I'm sorry to hear that. But that's not meaning that machine is horrible and throw it out the back door. It just may mean it's time for an official checkup from the store. So Cheryl Malone says, hello, I am new, really not so new. I have been watching and learning and enjoying your channel. Well, I appreciate you being new, not so new. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. And I appreciate even more you reaching out and saying hi, because we do like the feedback and hear from those who watch the channel so we can make sure everyone is getting what they need out of the channel. So we look forward to seeing you, and please be sure to check in with the Google Plus group. We'd love to have you there as well. Kimberly Green says, oh my gosh, I have to learn tension, stabilizers, and threads. Oh my. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you do. It is a beast of a different color. But the good thing is, once you get the basics down, once you understand what to look for, it's not that difficult. It really isn't. You just have to take on an embroidery mind, so to speak, and know what to look for and understand certain errors when they happen and say, oh man, that's probably why this has happened. I didn't do this. And you'll find out if you switch to doing that, it works and it fixes the problem. Rare cases, unfortunately, like Miss Joni's, where it could be the machine and the machine needs help. But more likely than not, it's user error in most instances when a person has issues with their embroidery. So definitely reach out, join the group. If you're new to this, and you're really wanting to learn from the best, join the group, because there are those in that group that have been doing embroidery for years, and they have excellent tips, excellent advice. Many YouTube channels out there that are quite helpful to get you on the right path. If you have any questions or if you're having errors, definitely check in, because I'm not the resident expert. I do know that I've learned a lot from my mistakes. And I've learned a lot from others, and I'm more than happy to share that with anyone. But there are those who know more than I do. So definitely reach out and ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. That's one of the biggest problems most people have, and they get so frustrated because they want to do it themselves. And, they either don't take the time to do the research, because a lot of times if you Google the problem, an answer will show up. They either don't want to do that type research. They would rather either go through it themselves and get frustrated, or just ask all the questions of other people instead of taking the time to do the research too. So a lot of times if you look it up, you'll find out that it'll stick with you a lot better than just somebody just telling you, because you've already attempted to do something and you're working through to resolve the problem. That's not to say don't ask questions. Don't ever be afraid to ask questions, but a lot of times it sticks with you a little bit better if you take the moment to look it up. And if you can't find it, then we're always here. We're always here, even if you don't look it up. That's not a problem, but it'll stick with you probably better if you were able to look it up. So, but yes, Ms. Green, it is a lot to learn. Not always easy. A lot to remember, more so than anything. And once you get it down and you're used to it and you're in your routine, it'll be okay. So don't stress out too much. So that's the best advice I can give you. Janet McKinney says, maybe I will get it sooner than later, the serger. Well, let us know when you do so that we can ring the bell for you. Kiara says, I just need you to know you are my best friend in my head. Literally everything I have had a question on, you have a video. You are the absolute best. That is hilarious. Kiara, I made a video of all of the things that I knew I struggled with, my dear. So that's why those videos are out there. Or someone asked me for a video on it. So it's not all me coming up with that. But yes, a lot of it was me getting frustrated. I'm like, okay, we're doing a video on this. So, but thank you for letting me know that. That is hilarious. I appreciate that. Sheila Cushionberry says, would love a tutorial on stabilizer types and when to use them. That was in the works. We put it on hold, but we'll go back to that definitely, because stabilizer is one of the most frustrating parts of embroidery. I promise it is. Out of everything, I think stabilizer is hands down the most frustrating, because there are so many types of stabilizers, so many types of conditions, you know, but ultimately the main one that I really wish people would remember, and that will solve them so many problems, is if you wear it, then you don't tear it. So if you're wearing a shirt, cut away, not tear away. If you're embroidering on anything that you're going to be doing a lot of washing, machine washing and stuff like that, I know the stabilizer on the back is not the most attractive. But guess what? That stabilizer on the back is what's going to save you a lot of headaches when you're trying to, number one, embroider it, or number two, you're washing it later and it's all balled up and puckering and looking trashy because the stabilizer wasn't right. So if you wear it, don't tear it. Hands down, the best with stabilizers. I did join the Google Plus group. Sweet. I look forward to seeing you. Glam Glam, it might be the wrong size bobbin. So definitely, Joni, think and be sure that the bobbin is the one that came with the machine. Oh, wait a minute, bobbin. Yeah, double check your bobbin, and hopefully it's not the one that you wound yourself. Because a lot of times the pre-wound ones are the right size. So look that up for your machine. Maria, Joni, make sure that the thread is pushed all the way snug on the spool so that the thread comes off without the spool turning. So yes, I'm sure all of this is very, very frustrating. Kip, your bobbin tension and your bobbin thread comes from the top. When I was at an embroidery club, even my teacher was like weird. We did a hard tension for the project, but it keeps acting up. Oh man, these machine issues and tension issues is one of the biggest problems that people come across after they've gotten into embroidery and know what to do with embroidery. Then the machine starts to, test your patience. So you guys, that's definitely a group type situation where we all, just like you're doing now, coming together and helping resolve the problem, because somebody may think of something that I didn't. So I appreciate you guys for pitching in and helping guide her in the right direction. And Theriot's Treasure says, yes, stabilizer. We'll definitely put that on the map. And I'm getting the bell ready, so let me know what your baby is so we can ring the bell, because it's 8 o'clock and I don't want to keep you guys long. Miss Social Deb, you have 2 older surgeons and love them. Cannot have just one. Learning curve like everything. Use on the back of the towels cutaway. I use wash away. Is this wrong? On the back of my towels, I do not use what the experts suggest. I use tearaway, a very thick tearaway. I don't use wash away, but they suggest cutaway. Leading experts suggest cutaway, okay? Because it's a towel. You're going to wash it. You're going to beat it up. But because I'm so particular, I do use tearaway. But I have yet to have any issues with my towels, because most of my embroidery designs on towels are lightweight, so it's not an issue with my towels. So Terry Starling says, thanks so much for the if you wear it, don't tear it. That's so helpful. That is one of the tips that has stuck with me through the couple of years, and it has worked every time. Bicken says you can check on some of your local groups or Craigslist and find an industrial serger at a good price, and you may be able to negotiate a bit. Love my Juki and Husqvarna, but domestic offers more functions. That is correct. I do know that the domestics are friendlier for different options. Maria, you are so right about stabilizers. My favorite is Polymesh Cutaway. Polymesh Cutaway is a fun one. So definitely invest in some of that if you can. Joni says, thanks everyone for sharing your tips. Definitely. Cheryl Ruth says, hello, new to embroidering, and I love your channel. Thank you, Miss Cheryl Ruth. I appreciate hearing that. Please be sure to let me know if you have any questions or suggestions for that matter. Utah Grandma, what about bad thread or bad needles? That's why I was mentioning change the thread, but she mentioned it was on more than one needle, so I don't know. Kiara, in the last 2 weeks, I purchased a serger and the Brother PE70. PE770. Yay! Woo! Congratulations on your 2 new babies. I appreciate you letting me know that. First bell ringing. Miss Social Deb, I don't like cutaway. I've used tearaway as well on the back end. No problem. Just I like wear it, tear it thing. She said the wear it and tear it thing. That is hilarious. Yeah, I don't like cutaway on my towels either, but the experts say cutaway. You're getting your first machine on Friday. We're going to have to save the bell ringing for you for next week, darling. We ring it when we get the machine so that we can't be ringing, oh, I'm getting one in 3 weeks and I'm ringing the bell and then you want me to ring it again. That's not fair. So we'll ring it for you next week, my darling. Leah says, when I was working for an industrial sewing company, I learned to thread my machine and wind the bobbin thread, bring the thread up from the bobbin and thread your machine except your needle. Oh, that's something new. LOTR Columbia, I was in Charlotte this last Wednesday and went to the Cornelius Dollar Tree and got a lot of stuff that wasn't at your Columbia, South Carolina stores. I wish you had let me know you were in the area. I would have loved to have met up with you. Debbie says, my husband is going around the apartment saying, if you wear it, don't tear it. It is a catchy little slogan. That's why I love it. If you wear it, don't tear it. If you wear it, don't tear it. If you wear it, don't tear it. So tell him I'm chanting with him, buddy. That is cute. Maria says, Miss Social Deb, I'm with you on the serger. I can't sew without it. I've had so many people tell me that. I don't sew much. So it's like, I can go without it. Leah says, pull each thread in each hand and the tension for each thread should be the same tension. Okay, that's great. That's a great suggestion. So definitely check that when you pull your threads. They both should have the same tension. Cheryl Ruth says, ring that bell. Valerie Johnson, how do you change colors? My dear, that is a question that I would suggest to email or either ask in the Google Plus group because we're out of time for those detailed questions. Kip Frog says, Aqua Mesh. Yes, I've used Aqua Mesh before, the wash away, but it's not my favorite. Not on towels anyway. Bickham says, don't forget to ring the bell for me on your Easy Press and your brother 1634D. Bell ringing. Easy Press. Serger. Congratulations, my dear, for your new babies. It was an impulse drive, Columbia. Oh, man, let me know when them impulses hit, darling. I might be out and ready to go shop, too. Debbie says, if you wear it, don't tear it. If it lays flat, you can do that. You have a bunch of these slogans. Yep, if it lays flat, you can do that. I love it. Terry Starling says, you got an Easy Press this week? Congratulations on that Easy Press. Woo! We like Easy Press. I hear that Easy Press thing is hot. There's a lot of people using it, man. So congratulations definitely on your Easy Press. Where are we? Let's see. We got an Easy Press. I found something very handy to help with hooping. It's called the Echenda hooping station. Those hooping stations are really cool. They're pricey, but they're really cool. We'll have to do a video on that sometime really soon. Columbia, you were in the area. Well, let me know. Sometimes I'm around too. Miss Social Deb says Dollar Tree mop towels are fabulous to embroider designs on. I found they are adorable, done and nice quality. Love your serger. I'll have to check out those mop towels at Dollar Tree. And I saw ring the bell. There it is for a 1134 DW serger. We're ringing for another serger. Y'all love these sergers, man. I'm gonna have to double check my serger. Congratulations, Red Roses, on your serger. Kimberly Green says a 770 and a brother 1034D serger. Woo! 2 babies. She got twins, y'all. She got two new babies, fraternal twins. She's got a 770 and a surgery. Congratulations, my dear. Cheryl Malone says, in one of your videos, did you say we could do hats on the PE770? I think that's the right number. You can do hats on any of these embroidery machines, my dear. I've done them on my 4x4 and I've done them on the large machine. So if I've done it on the 4x4, I know it can be done on the 770. So yes, that is correct. And Bickup, you're welcome. Harriet, you're welcome. Good night. Valerie Johnson, what's a good website for me to learn? Website? What I found, a lot of your better instructions are on YouTube, honestly. So I would definitely do a search for your embroidery machine, as well as Facebook. There are several embroidery groups on Facebook. Embroidery Boss is one. They'll help you there. But more often than not, I would definitely suggest YouTube, because at least you can see what's going on and people can show you step by step, and that's more helpful, honestly, than just going to a website and reading, unless you're the type that you learn better by reading. And that being the case, I will have to think on that, because the only website I know of for embroidery instruction, I think you have to pay for her instruction there. So I'm not sure. But Terry, yes, we had the bells going today. Bonnie Edmondson, Janome 15,000. That's right, you need a bell. Almost, I didn't forget, but that's a lot of machines. So congratulations on your 15,000. Miss Social Deb, you made receiving blankets and burp cloths with your serger last week. They look cute with your embroidery designs on them. You're welcome, Miss Terry. Awesome. Make sure you're showing your pictures in the Google Plus group, my dear. YouTube is awesome. I watched this channel when making the crayon zipper bags. Actually making them now. Those bags are awesome. And we have a new bag to make. I'm really excited. It's made with placemats. There's a video already out there. So look up placemats bag on YouTube. And then from what I understand, this is a really easy bag to make. So definitely check that out. So you guys, I really, really appreciate you all being here this evening. It is well after 8 o'clock. I apologize, but we did have quite a few bell ringings to ring, and I always enjoy celebrating new babies with you. As always, you're free to ask questions. Leave them in the comments below, or you can go to the Google Plus group with the link below, and you can join in the group and ask questions there as well. As always, please subscribe to the channel. We do videos not as frequently as we used to, but we do offer tutorial videos, So What Pro videos, and we also have our live generally every Sunday, unless there's a family something that comes up and I can't make it. I enjoy tonight's live broadcast with you, and you all are phenomenal. The more feedback, the better. We do enjoy our interactions with you. So until the next time we see you, hopefully next Sunday live, I want you to have happy embroidery. Thank you so much for joining in, and I look forward to seeing all of you next week. Good night.